Job openings today at grayusa.com. Visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
Muchachos has been Lincoln's leader for New Mexican barbecue for a few years now, and they've expanded into Omaha. That's right, you can get all your favorites like the pipeline burrito with 3 meats, rice, beans, queso, and crushed chips, or any of their great taco options in Lincoln or Omaha. Plus, they want to give back, as the Malachi Coleman Give-A-Rito, a 2-meat hatchback burrito, gives proceeds to the Fly Like Kai Foundation for the Lincoln foster care community. Stop by Muchachos in Lincoln at 11th and L or in Omaha at 1258 South 13th Street.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is 93.7 The Ticket.
Look at me, sure. Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
3-time national champion Vershawn Jackson.
Touchdown. Vershawn Jackson, number 34, gets the touchdown. Terrell Farley, defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bakoven.
I've talked to a few cats. They said that Bach got some game, man.
Coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer. Here he is, Vershawn Jackson.
One day now. One day.
That's right.
One day.
That's right.
Game day tomorrow night. Minnesota versus Nebraska. And then we got Florida and Utah might overshadow us, but hey, I'm a Husker fan. I'm watching the Husker game. Matter of fact, I'm going to watch both games at the same time. One on my phone, one on the TV.
There you go. You're pretty excited about Florida and Utah.
Yes, that's a good game.
That's a good game.
All right, y'all. Welcome to The Ticket, 93.7 on the black shirt, Terrell Farley, and I'm with
Buck.
And the captain is not in today or tomorrow or Friday. So it's just going to be me by myself tomorrow, probably with Rico or Nick, who knows. Bach won't be back Friday. Yeah. So I get 2 sandwiches this week. I get 3 sandwiches. Nick, you don't get a sandwich this week, buddy. I might give you one. Yeah. So, hey, let's get to it, Bob. Let's get to it. Now, what's the day? Wednesday?
Yeah.
So yesterday morning, Tuesday morning, early Tuesday morning, 2:30 in the morning, tight end Eric Gilbert was arrested for burglary. It's a sad thing. You know, I can't – let me put it right. You know, I think this is one of just the bonehead decisions that young kids make. You know, I know that the guy has not a mental illness, but you know what we call it, bipolar disorder. So, I don't think he thought this through. You know, first of all, it's 2:00 in the morning. What are you doing out? The coach can't watch you every day. Yeah. You know, he can't watch you at night. You know, you gotta be responsible for yourself, especially at 2:00 in the morning where you should be asleep. You know, I knew that Coach Rule commented on it yesterday. I feel sorry for the young man. You know, I don't know what he's going to do now or how the situation is going to pan out for him. I know that he's probably going to be away from football this year, either with the waiver or without the waiver. So, you know, it's a chance for this young man, you know, probably just to go somewhere fresh, go to JUCO, start over. You know, get his life together and continue to try to play football and get help for the bipolar disorder. But, you know, it's one of those things that shouldn't have happened. You know, it's one of those things that, you know, as a player, you got to think smart. You know, I made my mistakes when I was in college and I lived with it. And you know, and I regretted it. So, for this young man, you still have time to correct stuff in your life. You still have time to get another chance. I don't know if it'll be at Nebraska or not, but the way this world is built and the way it hit social media yesterday was too
quick.
fast, and it looked like he knew what he was doing. So we can't blame it on any kind of illness, because looking at the tape, the young man knew what he was doing. Not trying to dog him out, but you just got to be a better person, a better athlete. I don't know if he thought Nebraska was that small where you can get away with stuff like that, but you got to obey the law in the situation. So feel bad for this young man, but it's certain things you do and you don't do, and this is one of those don't.
Yeah, this was obviously bad news for Nebraska. Not a good look. I mean, it's a felony burglary, so it's not good. Like you said, I think a lot of Husker fans probably seen the surveillance tapes by now. Acting alone, I don't know if that's better or worse, but it just kind of is what it is. And for Nebraska, fortunately, I suppose it's not going to affect their game plan too much, because he hasn't got the waiver, and therefore he was just, as Matt Rule put it yesterday, was kind of practicing with the scout team. They've already kind of planned, basically, at least for Minnesota, they were planning on playing without him. So it's not going to impact the team too much as far as game planning and stuff like that. But it is a little bit of a distraction, and just kind of the question now that surrounds it is what happens next. Like you said, maybe he gets another chance here at Nebraska. Maybe he has to go find one somewhere else. But there was always the idea that if he did not get the waiver, that he might just sit out this year and go right to the draft, because he's kind of getting up there in age. He's got, kind of a physical build that would be interesting. But he would already be a risk, having not put much film on the field, and now much bigger risk.
Yeah, he's a marked man.
Yeah.
You just, it's not the atmosphere, because Nebraska's not a bad place. You got to think about the kids when you recruit them. This was a good, we thought we was getting something great, because of the way he started his year at LSU. Then, he went to Florida, then he went to Georgia. So we knew we had baggage. But you don't blame this on Coach Rule, because Coach Rule can't sleep with you at night. He has his own family. So, and Coach Osborne said this every time I heard people ask some questions. He was saying he was more scared at night of the phone ringing than anything else he had to worry about, because, you getting phone calls at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and, and it's the police telling you, one of your players has been arrested. Me, myself, and I have been in that situation.
Yeah.
So, but you gotta ask yourself as a young man, it's time to grow up. It's time to do things right. I can't sit here and say, well, Eric Gilbert is no. You have to, as a young person, you have to learn from your mistakes, and it can only make you better in life, or it can tear you down. So hopefully this young man can get the right help, in the right situation. People got to be positive around him. You can't really just throw him down on the ground and kick him, because he's already kicked right now.
Yeah.
And it's just a situation that I really never want a player to be in, and never played it down here yet. That's the sad part, because we didn't get a chance to see the ability that this young man had.
Yeah, I mean, we did see slight glimpses of him in the spring game, and that's about it. And that's, again, I think that's probably about it. Even I mean, it's just a tough situation, because he's already transferred 3 times or whatever, and now it'd probably be good for him to go somewhere else and kind of get this kind of off of him, because if he does return to the field, that's going to be the first thought a lot of people have. So a lot of times it's good to kind of get out of a situation if you've done something like this. And again, it's troublesome to see a guy with so much potential. Remember, former 5-star athlete, and just hasn't been able to find his footing on the field. And now, nothing like this has popped up, and now, it's hard to see what the best answer is, because there's, like you said, he's already down. There's no reason to kick him while he's down, because he's just going to have to man up and deal with the consequences of his actions, I suppose. But as far as like the football field and moving forward, there's not much not much potential there, not more, for a guy that had all the potential in the world.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of troubling to see. But like we say, in this situation, sometimes, we know him because of football, but sometimes football doesn't matter as much. He needs to get the help, to get back on the right track personally.
And I also want to say, thanks to Mickey Joseph for calling his mother, because she had no idea what was going on. So, I'm not saying that the university didn't have contact with her, but as of 8 o'clock that morning, she didn't have no idea her child was arrested. And that's probably the worst feeling a parent can have, finding out from somebody who's not on the coaching staff, but was involved with Eric at LSU. So thanks for him for calling his mom. And because parents do worry about their kids when they're so far away from home and stuff like that happens. Because in my incident, when I ran from the police, my father said they could have shot you in the back. So you gotta think about situations that you don't know how the police react. So thanks to him, and I hope this young man finds something in his mind. I mean, I hope he can get something in his mind that can really get him back on focus and get his life together and be the person that he wants to be. Well, either it's football or not.
Yeah,
you still want to be the best person you can be.
Oh, and it's frustrating too, because obviously, on Matt Rule's behalf, he spoke on it yesterday. Couldn't say too much. Basically said it's up to Trev Alberts in the athletic department and all that. Kind of the next steps and where to go forward with it. And it's obviously not, this doesn't help with the waiver situation. So you don't expect him to see him out in the field for the Huskers this year, whether you did or not before this incident. You definitely don't expect to see it now. But we'll just kind of see where the situation takes. But it's kind of frustrating because, I'm sure for Matt Rule, because he just went public, a couple of weeks ago, and was trying on his behalf to get Eric Gilbert this waiver, saying if it doesn't happen to him, I don't know who it should happen for, basically implying, it's a good kid and all that. And so just kind of frustrating to have it all unfold like this. And like you said, just happen at 2:30 in the morning. I mean,
where you should be sleep at, you should be mentally trying to, what if I get this waiver in 2 days, man? I got to be on the field. So you got to think, young man, you be out here walking around town at 2 o'clock in the morning, then, walk by, it's a bad situation, but I'm not going to, speculate on, because a lot of people done did a lot of damage already by talking. Yeah. So, it makes it no better for me to be there and join the same team they're on. So I just wish the young man good luck.
Now, one thing I will say, and I've heard this a few times, is like, well, what if the NCAA, maybe they put him in the situation of questionability. What if they would have said that's not an excuse. That's silly for anybody to even bring up. First of all, I mean, I've said it kind of all along. Eric Gilbert, by the rules of the NCAA, probably shouldn't get a waiver. I mean, he's transferred too many times.
Yeah.
You probably should have to sit out to begin with.
Don't realize, and then with the, with the disability, it's a thing that you got to overcome. I know it's probably plenty of players done played with a disability, but just in fact that it's 2 o'clock in the morning, man, you got to be asleep. I mean, now you look like I don't know what to say. I'm just gonna leave it alone, But give me. Hey, we finna you finna put some music on. Give me. Pause this right quick, Bob. Let me tell you something right quick. I want you to play this. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, I just wish the young man good luck, and you don't want to put yourself in a situation like this. So, but hopefully he can, I know it's a felony charge over 12. Oh, it's a lot of money, but hey, sometimes you can work with the prosecutor.
Yeah, there you go. Let me look for it here. Oh, there it is.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have volleyball tonight. The first ever outside volleyball game for the University of Nebraska. But then Thursday night, we have Minnesota versus Nebraska. First game of the season. The new Coach Rule era will begin tomorrow night at 7:30. This is the ticket, 93.7.
You've worked hard all year, sweating, building, providing. Labor Day is your day. Schaefer celebrates you this Labor Day. With the season kicking off, a new Samsung, LG, or Sony TV is just what you deserve. Top that off with up to $900 in savings on a new Serta mattress, and you will be all set for a winning combination. Schaefer's, local and family owned since 1946.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The Electrical Workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Hamilton. This week's specials through September 5th are $2 off 8-ounce grass-finished sirloins. And don't forget to check out their Friday feast this week and every week. Plus, big news, they have 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. Hey, Mike, I heard the Finish Line is going to be broadcasting live from Eagle Raceway on September 3rd.
Yes, we will. We are going to do a pre-race finish line from 4 until 5. Then Tom and I jump on and do Husker Rewind from 5 until 7. Rebecca joins me again, and we're going to do another hour of TFL from 7 to 8.
Anything else going on?
Like what?
I don't know. Maybe we should see if we can get someone to ride in their 2-seat race car.
Yeah. A former Husker. How about that?
Maybe an All-American.
Oh, somebody who holds 5 franchise rushing records for the Green Bay Packers.
Come on, Green.
Join 93.7 The Ticket this Sunday live from 4 to 8 p.m. at Eagle Raceway for the Race Saver Nationals. Mike Melby, Tom Stevens, Rebecca Pearson, and Husker legend Amon Green will be on hand bringing you all the dirt track action. That's this Sunday, September 3rd at Eagle Raceway.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapesupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Hey, moms and dads, bring the whole crew to a Salt Dogs baseball game and unleash the fun. Visit Haymarket Park all summer for fireworks Fridays, souvenir Saturdays, Sunday family fun days, and more. With 50 home games, even weekdays can be unforgettable. Planning an event? Make it a home run with group discounts. When you need an outing the whole family will enjoy, unleash the fun with the Salt Dogs. Call 402-474-2255 or visit saltdogs.com for tickets.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the Ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show, powered by Sunbelt Rentals. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador, Select Plumbing, Jimmy John's, Lincoln Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits, Fleet Beef, Yours Cheese Spread on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back with Vershawn Jackson, powered by Bauer on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to The Ticket, 93.7 on the Black Shirt, Terrell Farley, and I'm with my man Bob.
That's right.
Today, it's just me and Bob. Bob, I feel like we did this before.
That's right. Just for a few weeks.
Yeah. Hey, man, it feels good to talk because the captain don't let me talk that much. But but yeah, man, what we got, Bob? What we want to talk about today? What we got?
Well, there's plenty to talk about. Obviously, as we mentioned, going to break volleyball day in Nebraska. More than 91,000 people are expected to fill that stadium today to watch these matches. Of course, it starts at 4:30 with Kearney and Wayne State. There'll be an exhibition game, but leading up to the main event, Huskers taking on Omaha, which is not an exhibition. That is an actual regular season game. So that will be exciting. Also, Scotty McCreery will perform afterwards. If you like country music, I'm not a big fan. I don't really know much of his songs, but nevertheless, a concert's always fun to go along with it. If they do, so they're basically at this. The big question will be, will they break the world record for a women's sporting event? So they're expecting around 91,000. How much more they get than that will determine if they break the record. 91,648 was the record for a women's sporting event. The Women's Championship League match in Barcelona in March of 2022 had 91,648. So it'd be a bit of a shame to have like 91,500. I mean, it'd still be a great showing, but just to get that close and not quite break the record would be interesting. I'm still fascinated by the whole thing. When they announced this, I thought, okay, this is great. Maybe you can get, Nebraska's so great. Maybe you get like 40,000 people and break the women's volleyball record, which is at like 19,000 or something like that, that Wisconsin overtook Nebraska's record for. This one's obviously blown it out of the water and just incredible. There are people from Big Ten, presidents to, TV network executives. Everybody wants to know, like, what's the magic sauce? Well, how are you doing this? And it just, again, shows Nebraska's fandom.
This is Nebraska.
That's how we're doing it.
Well, first of all, this is a volleyball state also. Besides football, we excel in volleyball better than football right now. So, you got to think about the young ladies that play volleyball at a young age and the families that travel a lot. So now you get an opportunity to bring all that action into Memorial Stadium. Now, you're talking about a stadium that fits 90,000. Can they do it? I believe they can. Will they do it? I believe they will.
Yeah.
So, it's all about who gets in there, who's coming down, who, getting the tally up. And it's great for women's volleyball. It's great for the state of Nebraska. It's great for the women's volleyball team too. But it's going to be more to follow, because I know that Iowa was doing an outside event for the women's basketball, later on in the season. But, this opportunity that see that like other teams are going to try this. Probably Penn State's going to try this. Wisconsin definitely going to do this next year, because Nebraska's one up on us, with Wisconsin being the number one team now in volleyball, and Nebraska's number 4. But this gives you a chance to really put Nebraska on the map, just in sports general, just to have a venue inside the stadium besides football.
Well, and it's cool too, and I know we don't like Iowa and we hate Iowa and all that, and so be it, and that makes the rivalry fun. But there is some sort of link here, some sort of deal going on between both states, both universities, in the least, because I know, and people, you mentioned the basketball game, people say, well, they're copying that from Nebraska. Well, they already did this with wrestling. They set the wrestling record, I believe, by having outdoor wrestling and filling up the stadium, and because Iowa's got a great wrestling program. Obviously, Caitlin Clark in the women's basketball team will draw a lot of attention. So, I mean, it's just really cool. And I know, and again, then you can have kind of the coastal elites tell you, well, there's nothing to do in the Midwest, and that's why they're able to get all these people. And maybe that does play a part of it, but so be it then. I like the sports fandom. And there's positives and negatives about living anywhere. It could be great for some reasons, the beach by the ocean or whatever on the coast, but there are drawbacks to it too. And so, I always kind of think Lincoln's just a great place to live, and this is a spotlight for it. It's very cool to show the support, and you would say maybe helping recruiting, but John Cook's been just kicking everybody's butt and doing that already. So maybe it does still, kind of draw some young girls that are going to be watching this or catch the headlines as well. But it's just, to me, this is a huge win for the athletic department. They're planning on doing these kind of major events right before football season, and I love it. I mean, they've done it. They had it last year with some concerts. I think down the line, everybody still wants to see a certain boxing match in Memorial Stadium. Maybe they get that down the line, but to do this and and just highlight Nebraska's fan base is incredible. The other thing is you wonder with volleyball, like this is a one-time deal to get 90,000 people in, sure, but how much should Nebraska maybe look at moving the volleyball team to Pinnacle Bank Arena and just being able to have a little bit more people fill the stadium or and try to sell that out, because they don't have any problem with that at Devaney. And I think too, the athletic department is a little bit blown away by all this, to see how quickly the tickets sold out, and how they had to kind of arrange to try to, okay, well, we can actually go for this record then, so they had to arrange it around.
Sure, the athletic department is going to be happy because it's money.
Yeah.
And then they have Chick-fil-A.
That's right.
In the stadium.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, me neither, because, I wish they did have them spicy chicken sandwiches at the football game, because, but I'll take a Nathan's hot dog. I'm a hot dog guy, and a cheeseburger guy. So
see, I as long as I've been to Husker football games, I can remember runs on Valentino's, a little bit of free shout outs there, but those are local, made. And then, so it's like, if you come to a Husker game from outside, it's like, you're a visiting fan.
Are you a Runza guy?
I'm not huge on either of them. They're fine.
You're not a number one guy.
What's that?
Runza? The Runza the little pack thing in number one. I'm a number two guy. I'm the cheeseburger guy.
Oh, you like the cheeseburgers?
Yeah, I eat that every once in a while, but I'm not that Runza burger. I'm that whatever they call it. I'm not a fan of it.
See, I like it, but I'm not like overly. I feel like this is probably most Lincolnites. Like it's fine, but it's not like if somebody comes around town, like try it. It's our local thing, but don't expect it to be like. It's not like, world changing.
I'm gonna buy 20 of them and freeze them. Then I'm gonna take them home. And
some people do. Some people have those things shipped across the country, so some people absolutely love them. I think they're great, but I guess to my point, I kind of like the local flair of it. So if Memorial Stadium starts, selling Chick-fil-A, that's a national brand, and it just kind of takes a little bit of the local uniqueness, I suppose, of going to a Nebraska football game. Not that those other things can't be bought as well, but it's just it's just a way to make it a little bit more. We'll see if Chick-fil-A is part of the menu for football.
So what I'm going to do later, I'm going to call the captain. I'm going to tell him to call in for like 5 minutes, because we don't want to do the call in thing, but we got to pick. We got 2 games today. So we're gonna do. I guess we're gonna try to pick 15 games, Bach, because you're gonna be gone Friday.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to go and pick 15 games. Or we're gonna do 15 or 10.
Maybe we better start with 10 since we're kind of broken up this week.
Yeah.
But
so we're gonna pick 2 for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Then we'll do 8 for the weekend.
Is VJ gonna be back on Friday, you think?
No, he said he's gonna call. Well, I think he's gonna call in from Friday. So
okay.
I don't know if I can have both of y'all on the call text line like that. I don't know.
No, I might just text my picks to you.
Okay,
so we get them locked in.
We'll try to get some picks up, but
we can do it today. Yeah,
we're gonna try to do that. So
somebody at the text line asking if the match is televised. It is on BTN, so you will be able to see that if you didn't get a ticket. And again, I kind of expected like 45,000 for this, and I was gonna get it, just get a ticket when I could and just kind of walk in there. But that's not the case. If you're looking on the secondary market, and I think they were $25. I have to try to remember exactly. Just kind of basically a flat fee for any ticket in the stadium. And now, if you look on the secondary market, people are selling them for like $60, $70. Like, darn it, I should have got
$10 for them.
Yeah, I think it was 10 or 25 or something.
Sanderson says, "Give me Chick-fil-A. Runza sucks." He said, "Runza gross."
Yeah. Well, and for people that at least want some more options, you might be tired of Runzas.
Chick-fil-A be good. Chick-fil-A was started in Georgia.
Oh yeah,
yeah. They close on Sunday because the guys are religious guys.
Yeah.
So that's why they closed on Sunday.
Yeah, my wife always tells me on Sunday, "Hey, I'll buy you Chick-fil-A today." Oh no,
close.
Oh, you got me.
I went to Who Hut the other day, and man, I said, "Ooh." You ever been there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love that place, man.
Oh yeah.
I can mix it up how I want to. I got me some crab meat, some sausage, some meatballs, some chicken, some steak, and then I just mix it up with everything.
See, I'm not a huge fan, and there's other places with grills. I'm not a huge fan of like making. I'm just not necessarily a cook. So like if I put something together and it tastes all right, but then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go get something off the buffet because it tastes better than my concoction. But it's always kind of fun to throw something together, and if you are a cook, then it could be fun.
So I'm gonna go through some of these texts right quick. Let's
Okay.
see. One-Eyed Ray. I actually find myself singing with Raph. That's not us, but hey, Big Slim. He takes us in when
Hey,
Verstain's not
there we
here.
go.
Good job. We are powered.
Bye.
Power. Big Slim says, I'm all ears, Farley, all day. Good. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you, Big Slim and the band. And hey, and shout out to the Bauer guys out there working hard, man, trying to, keep Lincoln going. Hey, if you ever want a job, look up Bauer on the internet and try to talk to them. There's some hardworking guys, great company. Met the big boss and Big Slim. He comes down here and he wants to get knockerballed out. So, I'm gonna give him his wish later on. Ellison, Illinois. Bonehead mistake. Did you see the video? Yes, I've seen the video. This is serious. So, we're just gonna try to skip over all that talk about Eric Gilbert and just talk about some football right now. But what else we got there, Bob?
Scraper says, are there many football stadiums that can fit that many people? A lot of those stadiums can't sell out football games, even the power of Big Red. Absolutely. That's there aren't too many. I think Nebraska's stadium is top 15 in college football. I think was top 10 before they took back some of those seats. Yeah, I mean, and then the other thing is actually selling it out. So it's hard for it. That's what's amazing again about this whole thing is to sell a football stadium out. I mean, that's Taylor Swift concerts type stuff. I mean, which is like one of the top concerts going around in the nation. That's tough for anybody to do with any sort of act. Yet Nebraska is able to do it routinely with, shouldn't say routinely, but it's starting to be that way with volleyball or, the concerts that they had, last year. And again, I think they could probably do it again if they get, a certain boxing match in there. So we'll see. I mean, it is just the power of Big Red is going to be on display tonight. And I think that it's an opportunity to continue to show that. And it's really good because, Nebraska football, I don't know, they did the whole new college game day opening, and I'm sure Nebraska football wasn't in there. I didn't watch the whole thing, but for years, Nebraska fans complained from, 2005 on or whatever that, they don't show enough Nebraska. I want to see more Nebraska stuff. Nebraska's got this place in college football. But just the football team just hasn't been relevant enough to put that in there. And so I'm sure it's not in there again, and it's frustrating, and especially to a fan base that, cares about college football more than most fan bases. And so this is just a unique way to show off the fan base and how great it is. And so when you walk through Memorial Stadium and you see the script on the wall of "Through these doors walks the greatest fan base in college football," a lot of stadiums have, words like that, just, the "we're number one" type of thing. Nebraska's like, you can believe it when you walk in there. I mean, it's incredible. And I've been to, several football games. I'm going to try to go, going to Minnesota this year, different venues and stuff. And I've been to Ann Arbor and out to the Coliseum. And so I've been to some good ones, but I haven't been to all the great ones. But again, it's just, there's still nothing like a Nebraska football game day. And you just kind of think, imagine if they were winning, where this thing could really take off.
When they win, the fans are happy. When the fans are happy, Nebraska's happy. So I've never been through that phase of losing the game here. So but we got to start some kind of new tradition to win and get these guys going and know what it feels like to win. And I believe that Coach Rule can do it. I think with the coaching staff he got and with the players he's bringing in, that he can get to Nebraska where a point where we can just at least be, how they say it, at least be when you're trying to
commendable or formidable.
Yeah. Whatever it is. So they compete at a level, that they never competed at because, we seen the Scott Foss era, we seen the Mike Riley era. But, we got to get back to the era where we win more than 9 games, or 9-3, 8-4. So we got to do that first before we can think about the 10-2s, the 11-1s, and the 12-0. So, but, it is what it is. So let's just wait for tomorrow and see how it goes.
American Nightmare has a good question as we're talking about Nebraska's powerful fan base. Do you think Nebraska will take over Minnesota for Rule's first game? It's kind of interesting because I know a lot of Nebraska fans and maybe it's not pick one or the other, but some people, financially have to. I think a lot of Nebraska fans have zeroed in on Boulder and in painting Boulder red, right? They have this sold out crowd for Minnesota. And I do wonder how many people will be there from Nebraska. I don't necessarily expect a takeover, but I do think it'll be noticeable crowd, compared to usual. I mean, when you get in a Memorial Stadium and see that small crowd of, looks like maybe where you put the band or something of opposing crowd.
Always up there in that corner right there.
Nebraska's gonna do more than that, but
how many that stadium fit?
Around 50,000. I have the numbers right here.
That's our spring game.
Thursday will be Minnesota's first sellout since 2021, the season opener against Ohio State, if you remember that game, a very good game, competitive. Huntington Bank Stadium has a capacity of 50,805. There have been two other capacity crowds in Flex tenure at Minnesota, both in 2019, obviously coming off that very good 2018 that they had. So they've it is, and that's when I haven't even got my tickets yet. I plan on driving up there and just getting them scalped or getting them off of Ticketmaster or something like that, because I figure, at least for Nebraska, and people, again, financially, or you kind of have your different ideas of what you want to do in there. But I figure a 50,000 stadium, compared to going to Nebraska where I'm used to, it's like, okay, well, there shouldn't be a bad seat in the house, because it should be like kind of sitting, somewhere similar to where Memorial Stadium is, halfway up or whatever. But it doesn't quite equate to that, but that's kind of what I figure. So I don't think there'll be a bad seat there.
Oh yeah, you should be good there. They're not a must. I don't know. Minnesota's not that great of a team to sell out like that every game, but they sold out. So hopefully that's a big red show out there tomorrow. I know next week in Colorado, I'll be out there myself, the captain, a couple of more guys, Jay Foreman, Nick Sainer. We will all be at the Blur party. We will be, just having fun.
Yeah.
So
I like too that the fact in both stadiums will be this case, but especially Minnesota's doing this gold out thing so that you can very clearly see who's Nebraska and who's not, with their kind of maroon color and Nebraska's red. I mean, you could see it, but it would just be kind of tough, you could see it if you're looking at like one person or the other, but from the grand view of the stadium, it'd be kind of tough to see. This way, you'll see gold or red, or white, but anything not gold is Nebraska. So.
I want to read this one from Derek in a car before we go to break. He said Jeff Sims looked like a Big Ten quarterback specimen. Should we not expect our O-line to be one of the best in the West because they are all-season vets? It's time for the O-line to shine. Go Big Red, Derek in a car. Ask. What do you think about that?
I wouldn't call. There's a few problems I have with that. I wouldn't call Jeff Sims a Big Ten quarterback specimen. I think he's still got to prove it. I mean, I think he's going to be one of the more mobile quarterbacks, but he's kind of been banged up to this point in his career. Not great passing stats. So you need a little work there. The other thing is, yes, our offensive line does have a lot of starts behind its belt, but it has been quite a struggle the last couple of years. And hopefully Raiola takes over. But
somebody said we bought 4 tickets for Minnesota game, but only need 3. Does Bach need a tick?
Hey, yeah, I'll take a free ticket.
You better write that number down. Hey, you better write that number. What's your name there so we can put you on our since you text in so we can have them loaded.
Save me a little bit of money there. Yeah.
Yeah. Bach, see, hey, Bach, you got to learn how to do it.
Yeah. Bach. Good thing I didn't, I mentioned I didn't buy tickets yet.
So here's the thing about Jeff Sims. A lot of people rave about Jeff Sims because of his size. I've been knowing Jeff Sims probably for 2 years because I watched Georgia and Georgia Tech football. Mm-hmm. I can ask around in the state of Georgia what people think about Jeff Sims, and it's not what some people want to hear. Jeff Sims, wasn't a great quarterback at Georgia Tech. He did some great things,
highs and lows type of thing.
Highs and lows. One week he up, more like a Martinez here at Nebraska when he played under Frost. But if he gets the right coaches, he got to learn the Big Ten. He is a run threat. But with the offensive line that we have, we got to make sure that they do their job first. This is going to be a big step forward for Donovan, Raiola. It's gonna see, did he do his job or not? because enough worrying about his nephew, we got to worry about the offensive line.
Yeah.
We got to make sure, and I wouldn't call them seasoned vets because they're young guys. Especially at the offensive line where they shuffled a lot last year. Some played hurt, and Noeli was suspended last year for the whole season. Now he's back. Ben Scott comes in from Arizona State. Yeah, you didn't think I knew all that, did you?
Yeah.
So, and then Ben Hart been there for forever, it seems like. But these guys are relevant young. So and if you go even younger, if you're gonna go too deep, it's freshmen behind them. So, and I don't see Hood anywhere behind them. So it's we got big guys, but they got to get developed. So and I'm hoping tomorrow night that it proves me wrong, that they can hold their own. They can go to battle with other teams. We need to see that our quarterback stays healthy, stays safe back there. Know when to get out the hole, or know when to get out the pocket and run. So it's a lot of things we got to watch Jeff Sims do tomorrow too, besides the offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, Big Ten games are won in the trenches, and unfortunately for Nebraska entering the season, the biggest question mark on both sides of the ball are the trenches. And so, that's why I'm a little bit hesitant to get too excited about this team. Again, if they go, but the thing is, they don't have to be great. Again, they don't have to be the pipeline of 94, 95. If they're an average offensive line, this team could take a huge jump forward. And I think they have the parts there. But you still kind of have to question again, kind of, to me, it's still kind of those tackles, the tackles and pass protection and keeping Jeff Sims healthy. And Sims will do a little bit better of job about being able to avoid sacks and getting just absolutely smacked back there from, dropping back and passing so much. So that will play into their favor a little bit. But again, the tackles, and I'm not trying to pick on them, but, Pro Football Focus ranks people, according to gameplay, and they were two of the lower rated tackles in the nation, not Power 5 in the nation. So you need to take a step up there, but they have played, they've got a lot of experience under their belt. Ben Scott has some, Noeli has some, and Ethan Piper is voted as one of the leaders on the team. So there's certainly there's upside there, but it is at this point, I got to see it until I believe, before I'm going to believe it, because it's just been a problem for Nebraska for several years.
Well, we get back Big Teddy Pahoskis, and we get Marcus Washington back. So that's good for us, especially on the receiver side, because we was going to go play some no-name football with receivers that we have no idea who they were. I know the Bullock and Billy Kemp, Fleet was going to play, and we already seen ICG but it's a chance for them to shine tomorrow. Either way it is. So take us out, Bob.
All right, you're listening to the captain here on 93.7 The Ticket with the All-American and national champion Terrell Farley and myself. Bach will be back after this.
Proud to be voted Best Vape Shop.
Generation V
is thrilled to announce our newest location is now open at 27th and Superior.
Generation V.
Explore with the largest selection of vape, Delta 8, Kratom, all your favorite brands of disposables, e-liquid, and premium THCA flower.
Generation V.
We'll guide you through our extensive collection to help you find the perfect fit.
Generation V.
With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, Seward, York, Kearney, and Beatrice. Visit our newest store now open at 27th and Superior in Lincoln. GenerationV.com. E-cigs contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back. Sure. Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
You deserve the best. With a Liberty First MasterCard, you can pay down your high-rate debt and could save hundreds when you transfer the balance. The Liberty First Credit Union MasterCard has no balance transfer fees, no cash advance fees, and no annual fee. And with a fixed rate as low as 9.99% APR and you choose rewards, you'll be able to manage your card your way. Visit libertyfirstcu.com. Rates and terms are based on your credit and subject to change. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Problem gambling affects millions of Americans daily, of all ages and walks of life. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
Lee's Restaurant in Lincoln honors, recognizes, and salutes all the brave troops standing tall for our freedoms. Remember them in your thoughts, prayers, and most importantly, support from home. This from Lee's Restaurant in Lincoln, famous for Southern fried chicken. Since 1945, visit leeschickenlincoln.com or call 402-477-4339. Don't forget to give our soldiers a handshake, a salute, or just say thanks.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show, powered by Sunbelt Rentals. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador, Select Plumbing, Jimmy John's, Lincoln Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits, Fleet Beef, Yours Cheese Spread on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back with Vershawn Jackson, powered by Bauer on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The ticket. The ticket. Welcome back to 93.7 on the Black Shirt Terrell Farley, and I'm with Buck. All right. Oh man, Bob, we got some good games. We got a long weekend. We are closed Monday for people that don't know. We won't be here Monday.
Yeah.
Florida State plays Monday.
Yeah, I love opening week in college football. By the way, and I wanted to ask you about this because you went through it. This is the first time Nebraska will have back-to-back road games to open the season since 1995.
Yeah,
of course,
we
that was
started
your
off at Oklahoma State, then we went to Michigan State.
That's right.
And we beat up on Nick Saban.
That's right. You remember Nick Saban over there on the sideline? He was like kind of a no-name at that time.
I think he was just like a no-name. I didn't know who he was, but we went up there and you know, they talked a lot of smack on the field. Oh, y'all don't know about the Big Ten football. And I think we went out there and beat them 50-10.
Yeah.
Or 50 to something. Yeah, I had 2 sacks that game. Had also a personal foul face mask penalty on me. So, you know,
remember that one?
It was an okay game. But, you know, I remember all those things, though. But, you know, it was 2 of the best games we probably played to start the season off, you know, scoring like 80 points in 2 games. So, you know, like, that was a good thing for us, though.
Well, it's weird too because usually Nebraska, just because of who they are, start at home, and then they always these kind of been warm up games in college football. Nebraska's actually got out in front of it and played in a lot of these kickoff classics and stuff like that. But nevertheless, how did that compare? Just kind of playing 2 away games to a normal season. And I know you didn't have too much experience playing in I suppose in '96 or in some of the other seasons, but. Was it kind of weird to not have a home game until week 3?
Oh yeah, it was kind of strange. But then when you come home and you see how the crowd is, it's better.
Yeah,
you actually play better because the crowd back then, the crowd noise was real loud. And and they had this meter that used to measure how loud the crowd used to get, and they would bust it open, just destroy the meter, and it's the crowd really gets in the game. So one thing we have to do is get the crowd more involved in the game for this defense, really, particularly the defensive part, because it helps the defense out and it distracts and it kind of throws off the other offense. But Nebraska needs to. The players need to learn how to feed themselves off the crowd. That's one thing we did. We fed off the crowd. The louder the crowd is, the better we played. So, I think things like that should help this team out.
Question off the text line from 7275. Blackshirt, do you think you can get Tommy Frazier to make a current day rap? He wants you guys to reenact your rap from back in the day.
Oh, we might. But I don't know. I don't know what we're going to rap about.
Yeah. For some reason, that video is just part of Husker lore, and this was before Twitter or anything. It didn't make it around on social media. It's just, and maybe that's part of the reason it is more part of Husker lore.
Well, it was. I didn't never see it till probably 10 years later.
Oh, okay.
So and I was like, hey, I think Tommy made some money off of that. Where's my money? So hey, but yeah, we did that video right before the Fiesta Bowl, probably a night or two before Fiesta Bowl, and it was a freestyle rap. It wasn't nothing we wrote down. It was just playing an instrumental of I Got 5 on it, and I think Clester Johnson taped it, but we had conjoining rooms that we kept the door open in the bowl games, and it was fun. It's something that people still talk about this day, and they didn't think we can, as football players, we could sound like that, but hey, we had fun doing it.
Did you have? Was it? I think I've asked you this before. Was it like one of those big VHS shoulder?
Yep, that's what kind it was. It's like you're walking into a big studio, but it's one of those home big cameras that you used to
have. Those were awesome.
Yeah.
How'd you get your hands on one of those? Was that from back home?
I thought Clester had it, and
it's Clester's.
Probably, he probably bought it and probably brought it with him. Yeah. Because it wasn't a gift that we got from Fiesta. Tostitos, whatever bowl, it was just Tostitos bowl.
Yeah,
but
the bowl.
Yeah, but it was fun doing that, and I think do it again, it'd be a great remix.
Yeah,
if we could do it again.
Yeah. Do you still have what did you get from the festival? Do you still have that? Or you remember it?
Jacket, some other stuff. I still have the jacket, but
cool.
But it's kind of fuzzy now. It's about 30 years old, 27 years old.
Been through some moving around.
Yeah, but they didn't get. We're not getting stuff like kids are getting today.
Yeah.
So if I was in college right now, I probably want to go to the PlayStation 5 bowl.
That's right.
So I can get me a new PlayStation. I need a new one, so
I
don't need a new one, but I pick mine up today.
You can get a new one.
I picked mine up today.
I had to go get it fixed.
Yeah, I had to go get it cleaned out. So it's kind of been bored today. So like I said, I usually play my game in the morning, but this morning I decided, it's kind of boring here, so I guess I go cut the grass at 8:00 in the morning and wake up the neighbors. So
yeah, there you go.
I went out there at 8:30 and I finished at 9. So
good. I mean, at least it's not so hot out as it was a couple weeks or a couple of days ago now, where I just didn't want to mow my yard at all when it was like 115 degrees. I had to weigh my grass was getting too long.
Yeah, I the back did get a little high on me because I was waiting for them to put the cable in the ground because the internet cable was still sticking up. So I was kind of hesitant, but I rigged it up where I can just have it in the air where I won't have to keep ducking under it, or picking it up.
Yeah.
But here's Thunder Knot Collins with one of his funny takes for the day. Black shirt about to be covered in tears after he sees the volleyball team hitting harder on Tom Osborne field than he ever could. Yeah, that's
a weird take. Come on, man.
Yeah, we'll let them get away with that one.
You're talking to one of the best linebackers in Nebraska football history. There's a hard hitter. I know sometimes Rashawn gives you crap for not being as much of a hard hitter.
Rashawn doesn't know. Let me tell you something. Rashawn doesn't know anything about how hard I hit. He's just talking.
Yeah.
Just because I wouldn't hit in practice, I don't mean I won't hit you in the game. That's just Rashawn being Rashawn. That's it.
Yeah.
Rashawn being Rashawn, thinking he can block everybody. I don't talk to guys who spit in people's faces, so I'm gonna leave him alone about that. Gus Mohawk says, hot take, Dunn and Millie's over Runza. Dunn and Millie's local too. Get me the double done. Well, I tell you what, Gus Mohawk, I had the triple done.
Oh,
So I got you on that one. And I had that King Kong sandwich too, that Hong Kong.
Oh, the big one?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you can put down some food.
I didn't put it down.
Oh,
It put me down. We'll be back. The Ticket to talk more football. Husker football up next, 93.7.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM First, 93.7 The Ticket.
Jay Foreman here. Join us on Thursday, August 31st for our pregame show for Nebraska against Minnesota at the Warhorse Casino in Southwest Lincoln. We'll go from 4 p.m. to kickoff at 7 p.m. with the whole Ticket crew. Make sure to drop by and see us at the Warhorse Casino.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Bob just wanted to say thank you for a record-setting July here at Koppel. The summer sales event continues in August, and the incentives are crazy good. Check this out. We've got 0.9% financing along with a $2,500 trade-in rebate on select new models. You heard right. 0.9% financing has been extended along with a trade-in rebate. Also, our GM-certified used inventory is filling up fast, so make that money-saving drive to Koppel. It's just south of the interstate, or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with roof credit.
H&H Roofing, established in 2015, is proud to serve the local area, which includes the tri-state area in Nebraska, Iowa, and South Dakota. H&H Roofing has a professional team that are licensed and bonded, GAF Master Certified Installers, and an insurance-preferred contractor that will work directly with your insurance company. Also a leading roofer, siding, and gutter specialist. H&H Roofing will service all residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. Go to HandHroofs.com for more information or call 402-359-2546.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Proud to be voted Best Vape Shop.
Generation V.
Is thrilled to announce our newest location is now open at 27th and Superior.
Generation V.
Explore with the largest selection of vape, Delta 8, Kratom, all your favorite brands of disposables, e-liquid, and premium THCA flower.
Generation V.
We'll guide you through our extensive collection to help you find the perfect fit.
Generation V.
With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, Seward, York, Kearney, and Beatrice. Visit our newest store now open at 27th and Superior in Lincoln. GenerationV.com. E6 contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Hey, you got any gum?
Yeah, check my backpack.
What's this?
Oh, that's naloxone. It can reverse an opioid overdose. I decided to always keep it on me after my friend almost died. It saved his life.
I'm so sorry. That makes me want to have it with me too.
You totally should. Check the pharmacy. It was actually really easy to get, and it's easy to use.
I definitely will. Thanks.
Paid for by the CDC, sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the Ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show, powered by Sunbelt Rentals. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador, Select Plumbing, Jimmy John's, Lincoln Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits, Fleet Beef, Yours Cheese Spread on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Summertime is in full swing, and it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams. From treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. They offer advice from real deck professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go smoothly. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway. Deck City, your local deck experts.
This is 93.7 The Ticket.
Look at me, sure. Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
Three-time national champion Vershawn Jackson.
Touchdown. Vershawn Jackson.
Number 34 gets the touchdown. Terrell Farley, defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bakovic.
I've talked to a few cats. They said that Bach got some game, man.
Coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer. Here he is, Sean Jackson.
The fastest 2 hours in radio has begun again with the second hour of the show. The Ticket 93.7 on the black shirt, Terrell Farley, and we got a special text that hit the line that we ain't heard from. And the first thing he said was, "Go Big Red." And y'all want to know who it is? Bob.
It's Bob. Okay.
We ain't heard from Bob all season, Bob. You know you got to call in and talk to us one time, Bob. So if you on today, Bob, give us a call, Bob. We'd love to talk to you.
That's right.
Yeah. What we got there? Okay. That was oh me. So a guy asked us about the point spread earlier. I think it's 7.5. I'm not really sure, but it's around the 7 mark. So, you know, if you want to go with Nebraska tomorrow, I might put 50 on it. I don't know yet who I'm gonna put it on. So I'm excited about Nebraska football, but I just don't know yet.
That's a line that I wouldn't necessarily touch. We just don't know enough about Nebraska. We don't know enough about Minnesota. I think it's a fair enough spread, I suppose. But I mean, I could see this game going any sort of way. Would not be surprised if Nebraska got blown out. Would not be surprised if Nebraska won by 10 or so. Would not be surprised if it's a close game. You know, it's tough. It's a tough call. Outside of Nebraska just absolutely blowing Minnesota out of the water. I could see any sort of score really coming out of this thing. So it's just, you know, I'm not much of a better to begin with, but there are some teams I think you know a little bit more about. And then with Minnesota's the same way. I mean, they've got some question marks. You know, new quarterback jumping in there, third different offensive coordinator, I think, in the last 3 years, 2 offensive coordinators for what it's worth as well. As Minnesota tries to get that going. And just maybe somewhat, and there's been talk this offseason about a change in philosophy because Minnesota, as we know, kind of your prototypical Big Ten, big offensive line, run the ball. But that's how they typically are. But this year there's been talk about with Ethan Kaliak-Manis. He's got some pro potential. He's got a big arm. They've got guys that they like out at the wide receiver position, and Daniel Jackson, tight end Brevin Spann-Ford. But the latest quote that I've heard from Coach Fleck was maybe not to expect too much of an offensive philosophy change. He said, so this was the deal last year. Only the service academies ran the ball more than the Gophers. So, I mean, they are a run the ball squad. He said, we still have our same philosophical beliefs, and that will never change. I believe in how you win football games. You have to be able to control the ball. You've got to take care of the football. You still have to be able to run the football. You've got to play great defense, and you got to be able to win situation football. Those are the things that hit home constantly. So a little bit of this talk about maybe Minnesota changing their offensive philosophy. I don't know. I maybe don't expect it as much.
Well, a lot of people think that, you know, that Minnesota's kind of confused with the 3-3-5, but you know, if they ever wanted to go look at game tape, the only game tape they can look at is Syracuse. Now, you can't look at Nebraska for anything on the 3-3-5 because we never ran that. But they can look at Syracuse and they can get a good idea of how Coach White is going to run his offense. Now, on the offensive side, Minnesota's going to be clueless on what we're going to run. Now, Chase B asks this question: what do you guys think the first play on offense would be for Nebraska? I think it should be an outside run. You know, I think you should give Gabe Urban probably a sweep or outside run to keep them going.
I think that question's been asked a lot, and I don't think that there's a great value in it. I mean, hopefully it's you script your first 15 plays or whatever, but I mean, I don't think I'm not going to, we'll forget about it by drive 2.
Play my song. Play that song for me. We got a guest, y'all, and he's finna come online with us right quick. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, This is the moment we've been waiting for. This is the call that we all been looking for. Okay. This is Bob the Husker. What's up, Bob?
Hey, guys. Hey, before we get to football, I told you so. Remember when the tickets first came on sale for the public, and I got mine, and I said, "Don't be surprised we get over 9,000." I told you so.
Bob, what are you looking for tomorrow in the game, Bob? What are some of the key things you think Nebraska needs for us to win this thing, Bob?
I want to see us be more physical and put a beating on them and hit them so hard and so long that not only will they feel it tomorrow or the day after the game, but they're going to feel it the whole season long. They're going to know Nebraska came after them. They know they were in a fight, and they know they got beat up.
Ooh, Bob, you talk about
and they're going to feel it all season long. All season long.
Yeah. What's the first play, Bob, you want to see?
And then with rule, then we'll get the right to play Colorado the following game. But let's look at Minnesota, and let's take care of business at Minnesota and bury them Gophers.
That's right.
Bob, are you going to the game, Bob, in Minnesota?
No, I can't. I don't have my car yet, but I'm headed downtown. I'm going to park my truck, and I'm walking downtown, and I'm going to be downtown in just a few minutes. And for the volleyball, I've got another ticket. I don't have a date, and so I've got another ticket. Somebody is looking for a ticket for the volleyball game, and no, it's not going to be for $400.
I feel you, Bob. They're trying to go up on it.
If somebody wants to go to the game and wants to see that and wants to see history and people, I will give them that ticket.
Go find Bob downtown. He's going down there.
Yeah, go find Big Bob. Hey, Bob, one more thing before we get you, Bob. Let me get that Go Big Red, Bob.
Go Big Red!
All right, Bob. We thank you, Bob, and call us next week, Bob, after the game. We'll talk to you. We'll love to talk to you, Bob.
All right, have a good one.
You too, buddy.
There he goes. He's tailgating early. He's getting down there early.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Woo, Bob. I ain't heard a Big Red like that all season.
It sounds like he needs to work on that a little bit. That was a week one Go Big Red.
Dirty Tony and the boys. Who scores the first touchdown?
I think Gabe Irvin's probably a good pick for that one.
I probably
lean toward him.
Probably Jeff Sims on a little.
Could see that easy, yeah.
Little rollout, little play action. If we down on the probably 7, 8, 10-yard line, I think Jeff Sims busts it in.
Yeah.
What would you like to see happen with what's the most important position to you on the offense besides the offensive line? What's the most important position that we need to step up in this game?
I mean, obviously quarterback position is another one that you could go with there easily, but away from the offensive line and the quarterback, I do think it is the running game. I mean, and that's a lot of it's going to be built behind that offensive line. So it's kind of cheating with that answer. But nevertheless, I mean, that's the type of ball game you're in. This is Minnesota. And this is the Big Ten West. This is the Big Ten West personified in Minnesota. And so it's a tough defense to move the ball on. Nebraska, didn't play basically without their best quarterback last year, scored 13 points on Minnesota, as we all know. But this is the Minnesota defense that allowed 13.8 points per game last year. So if you're looking for 2 touchdowns, you'll be doing better than what is normally done against the Gophers defense. A lot of that because of their ball control offense too. So it's not necessarily an immovable object, but again, looking at the numbers from last year, they only allowed 109 rushing yards per game. Nebraska is going to need to do more than that. Passing yards per game, 186. So the top 15 in both those categories, number 8 in total defense at 295. They weren't even giving up 300 yards a game last year.
Pretty good.
And so that is a tough defense. And so Nebraska, I think as they try to move and basically toward this this idea of kind of looking like a Minnesota, maybe with a bit more of a mobile quarterback, maybe with a little bit more, in my mind, of an upside because of who they can recruit at the skill positions and bring to Lincoln.
Now, my thing is that, you know, I think we're losing Eric Gilbert or him not playing. I think the tight ends are really my big attraction. I think that Thomas Fedoni need to come out of his shell and have a good game. You know, he has the body for it. You know, he hasn't played he hasn't played yet, have he?
No.
So, you know, this is probably going to be a big game for him and the other tight ends. So, you know, I think the tight ends are probably going to be the key to this game with the small hooks and the things that they can do. But Riley W says slant from 7-yard line.
Oh, slant, yeah.
Heavy D says the fullback would be an awesome first score. 0022 says Minnesota 27, Nebraska 12. Nebraska 4 field goals. And speaking of field goals, the freshman will get the start at field goal kicker.
Yeah, Tristan Alvano named the starter yesterday.
Is that a big thing, or is that something we have to watch at the moments of when we need a field goal?
Well, it will certainly be interesting. Tristan Alvano
On the road.
Course, yeah, it's not an easy environment to be thrown into. Matt Rule said he didn't want to use age as an excuse to not throw him out there, though. So, you know, this is one of the big time kicking prospects Nebraska's had, and you know that you can remember in the last several years. And he beat out Timmy Bleekrode, a guy that went 9 of 12 last year. So not a bad kicker. I think you feel good about the kicker depth there. If Alvano does start to struggle, that you have Bleekrode as the backup. But, you know, I don't have too much worries about it. If he beat out Bleekrode and Bleekrode was pretty solid, then I think he's ready for this moment.
Yeah, I think I don't want to put him in a situation where where the crowd is a factor to him, or you know, he has the bubble guts, or just nervous because he's a freshman, and you know, you put him in I don't say a bad situation, but you got to put him in a situation where he feels comfortable, and you know, is he built for this action? Sure, because he kicked a 50-yard field goal in high school. You know, we didn't have the crowd there. He won't have the crowd that he's going to see tomorrow night, but you know, it's a chance for him to ice his position, to get it, you know, where he needs to get, and if something happens, we still got Tommy Bleekrode back there, you know, just in case, you know, the something goes wrong. So it's always great to have two good kickers. You know, nothing wrong with having two great kickers. Now, Horns Down says ICG gets the first touchdown of the season. He did last year, didn't he? Big catch running down the sideline. 1575 said Ramirez scores first touchdown. 2049 says, let me see, I hit the wrong thing. Call me crazy about how about a play action off a fullback dive for the first play. You can call me breakfast tacos. Call them breakfast tacos, Bach. Put them in there.
Call them breakfast tacos.
Yeah, we're gonna put you in there as breakfast tacos, sir. Chase B. Fedoni scores the first touchdown. I would like to see Bonner scores the first touchdown. You know, he's more like an H-back. You know, have him sneak out the backfield and in the flats. You know, kid still can run because he was a receiver, so he still got good feet, good hands, and you know, he would be a good option for Jeff Sims. If Jeff Sims gets in trouble and need a little short pass off, you know, it's good to have Bonner there. I don't know how much they're going to use him because we're running three receivers out there.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Well, and Matt Rule did mention this. First of all, on the Fedoni thing is that, one, when they've done the red zone drills, that he has been a factor. So he could be a guy that you see Nebraska target, at least in the red zone. The other thing is with, you know, the Rick Gilbert questions yesterday, Matt Rule did mention Bonner as a guy when you're talking about another tight end. And, he was kind of been put in this fullback role, but we all kind of know it's kind of that H-back, which is also, you know, could work as a tight end as well. So if you're kind of looking at the backup depth behind Borkacher and Fedoni, you know, I think you could see Janarian Bonner playing a lot of tight end this year as well.
Yeah, Disco Golf Jake says the black shirt. Me, I will score the first touchdown. No, he said
black shirts.
No, he said black shirts will score. Okay, Kemp on a quick slant scores first. For new, somebody says Luke Reimer scores first touchdown. Okay,
defensive touchdown be nice. Yeah.
we are all delusional about this team. Somebody, hey, no, 3764 said we are all delusional about this team. This team has 2-10 written all over it, unfortunately. Well, I beg to differ. I think we can get at least 3 victories. I just see on the schedule just by showing up. You know, I see the Colorado game, which is we're going to keep a big eye for the TCU Colorado game this weekend. Matter of fact, we're gonna put that on our list to bet on. So so we're gonna have that. But you know, I think that if you really look at the schedule, this is a 6, 7, 8 game winning schedule. So you know, you don't see a 2-10. If it's 2-10, I would be very disappointed in the coaches if this was a 2-10 team.
I will say this, you know, I do think that there is question marks about the roster talent. I think for the last several years when Nebraska hasn't made a bowl game, I've blamed the coaches. I thought the roster talent was there. I think these past 2 years now you're kind of patching things together in the transfer portal, and you're just so far from having been to a bowl game that it's harder and harder as the years pass by to say, hey, this is a team with roster talent. You know, that being said, they had a lot of close games, and that was kind of part of the reason you believe that. You know, they could play with a lot of the teams, they just couldn't get the wins, and so that's kind of why you think that. Matt Rule's had some very difficult year ones. You know, even Coach White's defenses when they, you know, the first years are going to be more difficult than in year 3. So there are some signs that point toward a struggling season, and I hope that, you know, Nebraska fans that are getting, you know, excited about 8 or 9 wins or whatever it may be will have patience with this thing as they try to build it. Again, Nebraska is, if they want to do what they've said they want to do, which is kind of be in the mold, be built like the blueprint of old, and kind of be that tough, physical, hard-nosed, run the ball type of team. There's a lot of teams that have a 4, 5, 7, in Iowa's case, 25-year head start in building that type of program. And so it can be difficult to outdo them in year 1. So, I mean, I wouldn't go as far as 2-10, but I do think that there is a chance that this team does not quite make the bowl game that we all want them to get to. That's why I say more important than a win total this year is an improvement, is establishing the culture, and is to at least be competitive in these games. Don't take the step back from where because everybody just thinks, okay, you were close, so put a new coach in there, he can get you over the top. A lot of times it takes kind of breaking it down and then building it back up. And, you know, so that will be a big key this year, is not to have too much of a breakdown before you need to start building.
Yeah, Mike on YouTube says on YouTube channel, says the offensive line would determine the game. I think they do play a big factor in it, but I also want to read this other question now from the same person who said that 2-10. He said they won 4 games with a much better roster last season. Do you think the roster last year is better than the roster this year?
I think that there are portions of the roster. I mean, this roster is just unproven. So it's hard to tell. There's not a Trey Palmer necessarily on this roster. Quarterbacks probably comparable. Running backs, you lose AJ Allen, same type of guys there. Offensive line, I mean, you've added some guys. I don't know if I think you've probably got a better offensive line. You go to the defensive line. You're losing Garrett Nelson, kind of have most of the same guys there. Mathis as well.
The DN.
Yeah, I think your back 7 is probably comparable. So I mean, I'd say again, that's why I think it's
I think
close
it's about
to a wash.
equal.
Yeah, about a wash or equal. But you know, not overly a whole lot better. And, you know, again, you're coming off a 4-8 season, but you did beat Iowa at the end. So there's just a lot kind of hanging out there. And that's why, again, I think that this goal's, I mean, Nebraska fans should be just ecstatic if they get to 6 wins in a bowl game. I know that's not the long-term goal. I know that's not what people want to put as your kind of, put the goalpost at. But for this year, how deep they've buried themselves and just where they are. And not going to lie, again, Matt Rule's kind of first years do concern me. I know he played a lot of young players, not necessarily planning on doing that here. But, you know, this is kind of the time. And this is the last day, I suppose, of your just great feelings for the Matt Rule squad. You know, by this time on Friday, you'll have some complaints. You'll be frustrated about some of the things they've done. So the honeymoon period will be over. The Kool-Aid, drowsing ourselves in Kool-Aid period will be over. And reality will hit. And hopefully it's going to be one way or the other. Because if Nebraska loses this game, it's going to kind of snap you back and, okay, this is where that team's at. If they win the game, then the Kool-Aid will definitely be flung. And then you've got to, I would have to move my expectations. That's right. Drunk of.
Hey, we're going to go to break, man. We got a lot of texts that we're going to read after this break, man. And we're going to get all these texts, and we're going to talk some more Husker football in Minnesota tomorrow. But first, volleyball day in Nebraska. The Ticket, 93.7.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, and they've scouted out the best Kawasaki side-by-side deals for you. Score up to $2,500 off the 2023 Kawasaki Teryx and up to $1,000 off Mule Pro FX and FXCs. Whether you want to handle the toughest task in a trusted, tried and true mule or looking to dominate adventure in a Teryx, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of Kawasaki side-by-sides in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down. Offer valid through 9/30/2023. Subject to change without notice. Offer available on approved purchases of select new unregistered Kawasaki vehicles. Model and year exclusions apply. Cannot be combined with promotional retail financing rates.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business in operation since 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today with easy access just off I-80 and North 56th Street.
It's August, and that means summer is winding down and the kids are back to school with lots of fall activities coming up. All great things, but also cause lots of stress. Instead of letting your nerves get the best of you and cause uncomfortable tightness, get ahead of it all with a massage from The Body Shop. The Body Shop in Lincoln is your place for all types of massages. Deep tissue, hydrating, sports, Swedish, hot stone, aroma, and more. And don't forget about their couples massages. Book your appointment today at thebodyshoplincoln.com. The Body Shop at 48th and A.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving. Go cardio crazy in our clean and spacious clubs, or get down with some dumbbells and strength equipment. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month. It's glow time. See club for details.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the Ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show, powered by Sunbelt Rentals. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador, Select Plumbing, Jimmy John's, Lincoln Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits, Fleet Beef, Yours Cheese Spread on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back with Vershawn Jackson, powered by Bauer on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We got football coming back. We got football coming back this Saturday. Never mind about the 7 games that was last week. We got over 100 games this week. And first, we got who we got?
Nebraska, Minnesota. Oh, you were looking for that. Utah and Florida.
Nebraska, Minnesota. Who plays Friday? I don't know.
Let me look up the schedule because it is going to be an enticing weekend. My favorite weekend of the year, really, because I just love college football. I can't wait for it. And Labor Day, yeah, you get Sunday, Monday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday.
So I'm off. I'm off Saturday, Sunday, and I'll go back to cleaning Monday night. I might clean a little bit Sunday and clean a little bit Monday, just to do a little work.
Yeah, so you don't have to put a lot of work in Monday.
Yeah, so I won't have to do all 8 buildings at once. So. But yeah, we're gonna have the captain call in a few minutes, and we're gonna go over these 2 games for this weekend. We need some pen and pencil so we can get these games done.
I found something.
Right.
So Friday, there's not necessarily a huge game. You have Georgia Tech and Louisville, probably the kind of the primary one. You also have Michigan State in action on FS1 against Central Michigan. The Confusion Bowl. The battle for Miami is Friday night. I did not know that. I thought that was on Saturday. Miami of Ohio against Miami, Florida. We're not going to pick that one.
No. That's a waste of a pick. Right there. Let's go ahead, Bach, and we want to get the games for this week. So we're gonna do Virginia at Tennessee.
Okay.
We're gonna do Colorado and TCU.
And of course, my pin's died. I'll find it there. There it is. It's not as loaded as years past. It should be noted. I mean, if you're looking for, kind of the big primetime matchups, there's not a whole lot of them.
We're gonna do North Carolina versus South Carolina.
That's a good one. Good battle of quarterbacks there.
We're gonna do LSU versus Florida State. We're going to do Duke versus Clemson.
There you go.
That's going to be a good one.
That is a good one.
The Dukies might win that
Some Mike Elko ball there.
What else we got? West Virginia at Penn State. They saying that West Virginia can upset Penn State in this one. Do you got the West Virginia Penn State?
I write that one down.
How many are we looking at now? So we got Nebraska.
We need 10.
We got Nebraska, Minnesota. We got Florida.
We're at 8. We have Florida.
Florida, Utah.
How about Boise and Washington? Boise State, Washington?
We can go there. We'll go ahead and write that down.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Who else we got? We're not taking no Georgias.
We need one more.
Let's go Ohio State, Indiana.
There you go.
So we'll take those 10 right there.
Yeah.
Now, Mike on YouTube says a win at Minnesota, 8-4. Lose to Minnesota, 4-8.
See, I wouldn't take a loss to Minnesota that hard. This is a pretty good program. A blowout loss, maybe.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, but that's one way to go with it. If they do win, I would go close to it.
I think the biggest team
7.
I think we need to beat It's the Purdue team that beat us last year, like they did. I think we was in that game. That was a very hard fought game, but at the end of the day, we lost that game. So, I think winning that Purdue game in the Maryland game is a must for us. Now, if we lose those two games, we should win. Now, I'm not saying we should win, but I won't know till tomorrow night after I see what we do and how we do it. That's the thing is that I got to see what we line up in on offense, how we run the offense, how does the defense blitz, because blitzing is a big key to me. Are we a blitzing team?
Especially in a 3-3-5.
Yeah, especially in a 3-3-5. I mean, you can bring havoc from anywhere, but are we good enough to bring that havoc? That's my question. Because we've been a down blitzing team we're not been great at blitzing in the last 3-4 years.
Well, and two, I mean, we get to see the 3-3-5, and we've heard about it. You don't know where this is coming and that coming. And Minnesota did play, as somebody pointed off the text line earlier, Minnesota did play Syracuse in the bowl game. So Tony White did get a look at, or he might have been moving on by then. But in any case, I'm fascinated by that, because if they try to play with 3 down linemen against this Minnesota front, they're going to be in trouble. So, I mean, I think that though the 3-3-5 has some versatility to it, I think you're going to need to see that versatility as far as getting 4 down linemen basically every play against Minnesota. They're going to run you over.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the concern with the whole defense altogether is how much do they actually play with 3 down linemen against some of these run heavy squads? Because you could be in for a long afternoon if that's the case. As far as the season in totality, a lot of people throw that Maryland game out there, and I think it's because it's a home game and maybe you just don't respect Maryland's football program altogether. But that's an 8-5 team from last season.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a pretty good team. Now they do kind of typically get blown out when they play top 25 good teams, but when they play kind of average teams or teams on their par, they've been winning those games. So I don't necessarily see Nebraska winning that game. To me, the must wins has to be Colorado, has to be Northwestern. Those are teams with a combined 2 wins last year. You've got to, if you want to get yourself out of the doormat, out of the floor of the league, you can't lose to teams like that. And then obviously Northern Illinois and Louisiana Tech, the non-con 3-win teams from last season. And then when I really kind of think about swing games, you mentioned Purdue. I think that's one of them. I think Michigan State, we don't necessarily know what Michigan State's going to do. I know that's a road game, but if I'm looking, before I would say Maryland, or Illinois, I would say Michigan State has to be a win. As far as your road games that you really should win, Colorado's got to be up there. In my mind, Michigan State's got to be up there if they want to go bowling.
Yeah, I mean, especially you've got to beat Colorado. Now, we keep talking about how Colorado's supposed to be down and out. Deion got a whole new team over there. So, first of all, I want to see how they play TCU this weekend. So, that's going to be a must-watch game for me. Bolt on YouTube, he gave us a cheat sheet already.
He's got his prediction.
Yeah, he's got his prediction up. I'm not gonna read it out, but that's the way I'm going. So we're gonna see how this goes. Hold on. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, I'll say we're probably still waiting to try to hear from Rashawn here to make his picks. Kind of some interesting notes, though, as we kind of go through this weekend slate of games. Like we said, the Miami game that's dubbed the Confusion Bowl. For what it's worth, Miami, Ohio has not won that. They've played 3 times, and Miami of Ohio has not won that one yet. So that's kind of interesting. Another note to make for this week, it was that JT Daniels will be starting his 3rd game against Texas on Saturday. Each start has been with a different team. As we know, JT Daniels very well traveled. So he's played Texas with USC in 2018, West Virginia in 2022, and now Rice in 2023. 3 starts, 3 different teams for JT Daniels against Texas. I think that's kind of funny. Also to note, just in college football in general, ESPN is planning on broadcasting some ACC football games and New Year's Six bowl games in movie theaters this year, as part of a theatrical distribution agreement with the Theater Sports Network. Would you be interested in watching football in the theaters? Have you ever watched a Nebraska game or any game in a theater? I think that'd be kind of fun.
No,
you wouldn't do it.
I'm an at-home type of person.
Yeah.
Because the movies are great, but, that's not my type. That's not where we watch football at. That's something that we don't do well. And I think that watching football in the movies is not my thing.
Yeah, I'd like to try it. I don't think I've done that. I know if they've done that before, but I think that would be kind of fun. But we do have the captain making an appearance on the captain.
What's up, Captain?
What's going on with you guys?
Hey,
Rocking the black shirt.
I wanted to say this for the longest, but I'm going to say it right now. Mute his mic, Bob.
Oh, we're muting his mic.
Oh, Captain.
Hey,
So
if it's the time to mute it, now is the time.
yeah. Hey, we got 10 games for this weekend. Do you want to do them now?
I mean, let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
You got me on the phone now. Let's go.
Let's go then.
All right, we're going to start with Florida and Utah. A game on Thursday night, along with Nebraska's game against Minnesota.
Ooh, go ahead, Captain. I'll let you pick that one first.
Give me the Gators. Give me the
Yeah,
Gators.
Florida.
I think they finally show up.
Florida won this game last year.
I'm going Utah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Utah as well. Although Utah's doesn't have their. Let's say Utah doesn't have their starting quarterback. Cam Reding is
I don't
questionable.
care.
We'll see.
I don't care.
Yeah, I'm going with the Utes as well.
Who took Utah?
Me and
Both
Bob.
of you guys?
Yep.
Perfect. That's how it works.
All right, then let's go to Virginia and Tennessee.
I like Tennessee, man. Tennessee's been on a roll. I think they stay on a roll and they pound Virginia.
I go Tennessee.
Yeah, I think it's a clean sweep for us with Tennessee. Obviously, Virginia coming off the tragedy of last year, so hopefully they can kind of pick up and do well this year. But Tennessee's a tough draw out of the gate. How about the one a lot of people are waiting for? Can Dion get it done against TCU?
The Shocker.
You going
Shocker.
Colorado?
The Shocker.
Oh wow! Okay.
You going with that?
TCU beats TCU.
Wow.
I'm going TCU.
Yeah, I'm going TCU too. But if VJ is right, then the college football world will be turned upside down.
Yeah, that's 2 games we're going to catch up with him already. So, good job, Captain.
A good battle here between quarterbacks. Of course, South Carolina now without their offensive coordinator. Nebraska now has him. But going up against North Carolina.
So give me that game again.
South Carolina and North Carolina. Battle for Carolina.
Oh man. You know what, man? I think I'm gonna go with North Carolina.
Okay, we'll go with you. And
South Carolina's lost a lot.
Yeah. Again, this is Spencer Rattler against Drake May.
I go North Carolina with their coach Mac Jones.
You know what? I'm gonna go in the opposite direction.
Ooh,
believe in the SEC and go with South Carolina.
Okay.
Big matchup on Monday: LSU and Florida State. Talk about a great game to start kick off college football.
Oosh. I'm gonna go Florida State, man. I gotta go Florida State. No. Florida State and who?
LSU.
No, I'm sorry, I can't do that. LSU.
There you go.
I gotta go LSU, no question.
Well, one of these teams was my favorite team when I was growing up. So,
there you
go.
All right, Florida State for you. I'm going to go with LSU as well. They were one of the hottest teams at the end of last year. I think Brian Kelly's got that thing going, and I don't buy Florida State. They're a top 10 team going into the season. Mike Norvell got them there last year. I don't see it this year. Let's go to another one in the ACC here. Does Mike Elko and Duke get the upset against Clemson?
Ooh, that's
big game.
Big game.
I don't know if they get the upset against Clemson. I'm going Clemson.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Clemson as well. That's kind of the safe pick here, but I do expect a good game out of it.
Yeah, I like Clemson quarterback. He's poised. He's more of he reminds me of a young quarterback he's played. I'm gonna go Duke.
You're gonna go Duke. Pick the upset. Wow.
I'm going to Duke for the upset.
There you
You
go.
got to do something to get back into this.
I'm only 3 games down.
Don't be chasing points yet. This is week 1 here. West Virginia and Penn State.
Ooh, good one.
Oh, please, Penn State.
Yeah, I'm going Big Ten there.
Definitely Penn State.
Yeah.
Penn State.
Yeah, clean sweep there.
What's
for us.
the
Penn
point
State.
spread on that one? I don't know.
Let me
I
look it
just
up.
want to see.
Yeah, I don't know what the point spread is. Let me see here. Look for the game notes. Either way, Penn State's they're kind of that third team in the Big Ten, but still a top 10 team. West Virginia hasn't been, what they were in the past. I can't find I'll find that by the end here. I can't quite find the point spread, but we're all going with Penn State there. Boise State, who are they taking on? Washington.
I like Washington in this one. Give me the Huskies.
Yeah, Boise State's not quite what they have been in the past. Washington is a top 10 team. I'll go there. And then VJ, this is probably an easy pick for all of us. Ohio State and Indiana.
Come on.
Yeah. No upset there.
Yeah. I don't think nobody's going to fight that one.
No.
I'm going with Indiana. No, I'm just playing.
Big game for Tom Allen there. All right, the last game we have on the docket, Nebraska and Minnesota tomorrow night, Thursday night. We're all looking forward to it. Who's going to win this one?
I'm not picking this game.
Oh, you're waiting till tomorrow.
Oh, man. You're not going to pick
it. I'm not picking this game.
You're not picking that game in general.
Put Nebraska in it. I'm not picking it. No, not going to do it.
That's some
I told
crap.
you guys I wasn't picking games. I wasn't picking Nebraska games. I said the team that shows up will be the team that'll win. But I'm not picking that game. I'm not messing with it.
I think
the best team will win.
I think that's bull, Captain.
You got to take that out of my repertoire, buddy.
So we're gonna have to pick another team, Bach.
We'll find another game.
Let me see what we can do since
you guys pick it.
No, because then you're not on the same level as with games.
Well, I'm saying you pick the game, just don't put it on our count. We're not putting Nebraska on our count. I don't want to do that.
Let's go.
We're not gonna start that foolishness. Too early for that.
Let's go Utah State versus Iowa.
Yeah. Any upset there? Iowa
better get it done.
Let's all
go.
No
question.
Yeah.
No question. Iowa better get it done.
They might not score 14 points, but they'll still win like 13-3 or something.
I'll take it.
I'll go with Iowa too. Charlie making any picks? Upset pick?
Which one?
Utah State and Iowa?
Iowa.
All right. We'll all go with Iowa there. All right. That should wrap it up for our picks. VJ, we're planning on hearing from you tomorrow?
Absolutely, man. I'm definitely going to talk. We got, we're going to be on the road, but we're going to be, those 2 hours to be on the road with DJ.
All right. Well, we better throw it to break. VJ, thanks for tuning in and making the picks with us.
No problem.
All right, there he goes. There's the captain. We are live here with the captain. We just had a legend enter the room. We won't spoil it, but we will preview it coming up next in the next hour. A new show with a legend, and we can't wait for it. So we'll preview that coming up next and get our final thoughts here before we get to game day. That sound good? Yeah.
Take it. 93.7.
Okay, man, huddle up. Look, we're playing one of the best football teams in the country today, and quite frankly, we don't have a chance against these guys. Let's face it, we're going to get slaughtered out there. But the good news is that the Nebraska Lottery has scratch and lotto prizes that any one of us could win. Yeah! After the game, we're taking the team bus to the nearest Nebraska Lottery retailer to see if we can win big. Let's go! So let's get out there and lose with pride.
The Nebraska Lottery. Top prize odds vary by game.
Vershawn Jackson for Brandt Excavating. Brandt's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brandt is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brandt Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrandtExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brandt Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go Big Brand!
Proud to be voted Best Vape Shop.
Generation V.
Is thrilled to announce our newest location is now open at 27th and Superior.
Generation V.
Explore with the largest selection of vape, Delta 8, Kratom, all your favorite brands of disposables, e-liquid, and premium THCA flower.
Generation V.
We'll guide you through our extensive collection to help you find the perfect fit.
Generation V.
With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, Seward, York, Kearney, and Beatrice. Visit our newest store now open at 27th and Superior in Lincoln. GenerationV.com. E6 contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is your go-to place in Lincoln for repairs and maintenance for diesel pickups to Class 8 over-the-road trucks and trailers, from bumper pole utility to full-size semi. Gray performs DOT inspections and are a service provider for fleet companies like ARI, Element Fleet, and FleetNet. They're a family-owned business in operation since 1952, and they keep a clean, friendly shop. Customer service is their top priority. Give Gray Diesel and Equipment Services a visit today with easy access just off I-80 in North 56th Street.
It's August, and that means summer is winding down and the kids are back to school with lots of fall activities coming up. All great things, but also cause lots of stress. Instead of letting your nerves get the best of you and cause uncomfortable tightness, get ahead of it all with a massage from The Body Shop. The Body Shop in Lincoln is your place for all types of massages. Deep tissue, hydrating, sports, Swedish, hot stone, aroma, and more. And don't forget about their couples massages. Book your appointment today at thebodyshoplincoln.com. The Body Shop at 48th and A.
Summertime is in full swing, and it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local for everything deck. Deck City is everything you need to build lumber, aluminum railing, tech, from real tech professionals to give you proper guidance to make your project go. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit your location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway. Deck City, your local deck experts.
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show, powered by Sunbelt Rentals. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador. Select Plumbing, Jimmy John's, Lincoln Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits, Fleet Beef, Yours Cheese Spread on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Smoked meats, amazing sides. The only problem when they fix you a plate is that at some point, that plate will be empty. But hear me out. What if that plate ever empty? That dream can be more reality with the Mary Ellen's Express Lunch Buffet. From 11 to 2 every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday. One price, all you can eat, and it even comes with a drink. Tell your boss you're taking a long lunch and get down there. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lane.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Out Glow. Better sleep. Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving. Go cardio crazy in our clean and spacious clubs, or get down with some dumbbells and strength equipment. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month. It's glow time. See Club for details.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy Labor Day. They are thankful for everyone in the workforce who makes this country great and celebrate a deserved day off to rest and reflect. This important message comes to you from Bart and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. But there are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. But delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards luncheon on October 6th in Lincoln. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back with Vershawn Jackson Powered by Bauer. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're going to give y'all one good workout before we leave to go to Minnesota. Before the team goes, we're going to go. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and work it out. And work it out. And break it down. And break it down.
And 4.
And get it up.
2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 7, 8, 3, 2, 1, 2. Cut the mic, Bob.
That's enough dancing.
Yes. I got enough running to do it when I leave here and run and go get my PlayStation. All right. Welcome back to the Ticket 93.7. I am the black shirt and I am with
Buck.
And we got who? Mr. Who? No. Is it Steve or Steven?
I'm back to Steve now.
Yeah, I remember we had that conversation. So
yes, someone ruined Steven, so I'm going back to Steve.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new show coming up after the Captain Show. It will feature Mr. Steve.
Whatever you want to call me. I got so many names.
Mr. Steve. Watch your back for Terrell Farley.
Yeah, I like that. You're right. You gotta have your head on the swivel when you got number 4. You got number 43 out there for sure. No question about that.
So Steve, how exciting or how adventurous will be watching this Minnesota game tomorrow?
I'm pumped. I mean, I'm pumped for it's not about the Kool-Aid. It's just a fresh start. It's a fresh start. We got a lot of stuff that was not good out of the way. We got a guy that has come on board, has done some really good things. Now the honeymoon's going to be over. The honeymoon's going to be over. When I say that, now it's serious business, right? But he's doing some great things down there. The Ticket is killing it. I'm in a good place right now. I've recovered from 15 years of administrations that we've had, and the timing is good. DP worked it out with my schedule and all this kind of stuff. So I'm excited about it. It's I don't want to say it's like a box of chocolates because we really don't know what we're going to get.
Yeah,
we may have an idea, but that's why I like to see what's going to happen. And the schedule is ideal. Yeah. It's a good schedule to see what type of team we're going to have physically, mentally, and preparation. So this is going to be fun to watch. I have some expectations. When I say expectations, they're really standards. Some things that you got to do to be successful on and off the field. And we're going to see if it comes to fruition.
Now, going back to your playing days, I think you had kind of a few of these different ones, but did you have games that were set up at times that were kind of a scheduled W, a non kind of easy win? Or did you like this Minnesota game's tough?
I'm like my black shirt here. You get the schedule and you want to win every game on the schedule. And you have the physical talents to do it. You got the mentality to do it. So you put an asterisk by certain games. There's no question.
Yeah.
But I never played a game at Nebraska that I didn't think we could win.
Yeah.
And so that's my attitude. That's my standard. That's my partner here. That's his standard, and that's never going to change. I don't care who that coach is, who the AD is, or whatever. We're always going to have a standard. Now, do we know that there are different times, more parity, whatever it may be, right? We know that, but my attitude is that you got to be one of the best at what you do when you do it. So that's the bottom line.
Oh, yeah. Like he said, I believe in what he believes in because when we play teams, we always say that, hey, we are Nebraska. We are those guys. We are the ones that go out there and we do the damage. We do what we need to do to put teams down. Now, we get up quick and we put our backups in, and that's how we've been known to play football. How long will it take us to get back to that point? Hey, we don't know yet, but I can tell you we're in a good place right now with Coach Rule here and the coaching staff that he got. Now, my concern for us tomorrow is the 3-3-5. Now, I don't know how this is going to work. It's new to me. It's a new defense for me to check out. But, hey, if it involves blitzing like it should, I want to see Nebraska, load it up and come at them.
Yep. My concern is everything. It is. It's offense, defense, special teams, coaching, and so there are many facets of the football game that you have. So I'm looking forward to see how all that's going to come out tomorrow. And it's exciting.
We don't know how that will turn out. We all hope for the best, but we do know that this show coming up is going to turn out great. We're all excited for it. Can you a little preview of what we got coming up next?
It's going to be real talk, real issues. We're not going to shy away from anything. We're going to tell it like it is. pre and post game analysis. We're going to have some special guests with just regular fans from Husker Nation. We're going to do some things different. That's going to be fun, enlightening, and we're just going to have a good time.
Yeah, every Wednesday you'll be able to hear it at 12 o'clock. That's why we got to get out of the way to get there first.
That's right.
First show in the books. Wrapping with Rico and former Husker All-American quarterback Steve Taylor coming up next here on 93.7 The Ticket.
All right.
Headed to the Hall of Fame. It'll never be the same.
Hey. Proud to be voted best baseball.
Generation V
Is thrilled to announce our newest location is now open at 27th and Superior.
Generation V.